guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to change the way the world eats. My name is Shurina. I'm a certified nutritionist, health, nutrition, brain performance coach. Actually, somebody told me you should call yourself productivity coach because then people understand what you're talking about when you're talking about brain performance. So guys, brain performance, it's not just about being productive or getting things done. It's also about feeling good and resting well and recovering, because brain actually has to produce all these different neurochemicals and run the processes to facilitate those states: recovery, sleep, feeling well and happy, taken care of, creativity, although that, might be related to productivity as well. But it's not just about productivity. And that's why I say brain performance, because a well-performing brain makes you happy, makes you well, makes you make good decisions and then act on those decisions. A well-functioning, well-performing brain is so much more than just linear productivity. And that's why I call myself brain nutritionist, brain performance coach, because it's about making the brain work better, the way it can work. And I believe as humanity, we still don't understand what exactly is the potential of this organ. We don't know yet. Plus, it's constantly evolving, and nutrition, our lifestyle choices, our intentions, the environment we choose to create that creates our emotions, certain mental states, certain thought patterns. All of that we can use, and we are using it, whether we're aware of that or not, to develop and evolve our brain. Because actually, there is a lot of neuroscience data showing that what you think of, the goals you set for yourself, your brain will try to grow you, develop you in that direction. And probably by doing that will evolve itself, right? It's a kind of like feedback loop. You set an intention and then your brain has a goal and it starts working its magic to deliver that goal. And then in the process, it's also adapting, developing. Brain is a highly flexible, adaptable organ to nutrition, to our daily routines, to thought patterns, to goals, to our training, right? If we don't challenge ourselves, for example, mentally, the brain starts to get lazy, work worse, shrink. If we don't supply enough nutrients, the brain eats itself. It shrinks, literally. People on a poor diet with poor lifestyle actually have been shown to have smaller brain volume, right? So brain, it's performance, it's everything we are. And today I just wanted to start with that. Why, I say I'm a brain performance coach, not productivity coach, because I'm not just about getting things done. I'm about helping your brain to function better. And that means not just getting things done. It also means feeling well, feeling good, being happy, developing yourself in the way that feels right to you, making the right decisions and acting on those decisions instead of being stuck in anxiety, overwhelm, brain fog, insecurities, all those states that are actually the states of the brain that you don't know how to manage, that you don't support well. Once you understand what your brain inclinations are, what your brain type is, you can adjust your behavior, your nutrition, your environment to facilitate better characteristics of your brain, the ones that make you feel good, right? Do good. And then you can make less pronounced the inclinations of your brain that do not work for your life so well. Today, I wanted to finish our brain typing episodes series. So we talked about persistent brain. We talked about spontaneous and creative brain. We talked about balanced brain and what to do to maintain that balanced brain that seems to be doing already okay on all fronts, and how to get closer to that brain that well balanced and functions good on all fronts, persistent, being spontaneous and creative, but also have deeper thoughts, deeper meaning, having meaningful life experience, right? We talked about balanced brain. We talked about cautious brain, the brain that seems to be always worried about something, overthinking, planning, good decisions, attention to detail. But then there is all this anxiety and overwhelm, sometimes panic attacks. We talked about all these brain types and what you can do to support this brain type, to make it work better, and to again amplify the good sides and down-regulate the sides that don't really work that well. Being anxious or panicking, not really that great, or not being able to enjoy the present as it happens with cautious brain type. That's also not that great. We do want to enjoy life, not just thinking ahead and planning and thinking about all the details of our plans and being afraid all the time of losing control. So we talked about all these brain types, and today is the last brain type, sensitive. By the way, all these brain types I've taken from the book that is yet about to come out to the general public. I just got my copy like 3 months earlier because I have connections with smart people. So book by Dr. Daniel Amen, who in his clinic, they did like 200,000 brain scans or more, and they analyzed it. They analyzed the health of those people whose brain they scanned. They, did questionnaires, interviews, and then they put together like a whole plan of how to help people maintain a healthier brain and how to feel well, do well with whatever brain chemistry one is like born with and kind of like stuck with. And then what foods to use, what protocols, behavior, cognitive to use to help this person with whatever brain type, whatever brain regions are the most active in that person, to help them, again, do well, feel well, right? The book is You Happier, 7 Neuroscience Secrets to Feeling Good with Your Brain Type. Again, need to remember the whole name correctly. Didn't put much effort into remembering that name of the book, but it's gonna come out soon. But you have a head start. You already got this information. Re-listen to the last 4 episodes on all of the other types. Today we're talking about sensitive type. And guys, when I was reviewing the information about sensitive type, I actually thought to myself, if I were to choose now my brain type, by the way, they can be, you can have a mix of characteristics of brain types. And then just knowing about these brain types and that you have characteristic of one brain type or the second or the third, you can apply tools from all the toolkits to change your state, how you feel and how you do at any given moment, right? So I was reading about sensitive type and I was like, if somebody asked me what brain type I would associate myself more with, it would be spontaneous, or it would be sensitive, this brain type, right? I'm a highly sensitive person, first and foremost. That's always been like characteristic of my life experience. And that's why a lot of people don't understand why I make certain choices, because they're just not as sensitive. So give you an example, since I was a kid, I needed my own space. Having my own room where I could close the door and make sure that I'm there alone and I can, if I want to, not hear loud, noises or seeing other people or having other people, talking or walking, not having a lot of stimulation, having this private space, for me, that was crucial for my well-being since I was a kid. Like, I needed that. Whenever we were traveling or staying at someone else's house and I didn't have my private space, I noticed that it made me feel not good. And I thought that I was weird because other people seemed to be doing okay being in the environment most of the time with other people. And I'm like, I'm not okay. I need my space. And that one thing, I know that would never change. And so, for example, when I'm thinking about my relationships and past and in the future, when I have a roommate or my partner, romantic partner, I always need my space still. And some people think, well, maybe it's something personal. Maybe she just doesn't like me. No, guys, what I realized, it's just me, and not all people are like that. Highly sensitive people, what it means is your brain, if you're one of those people, you process information more acutely. It's like your sensors are ramped up, and overstimulation with loud music, with too much stuff going on. Like, people ask me also, why don't you work in a cafe? I'm like, no, that is not happening. There is too much stuff going on. My brain is just sensing everything. I would not be able to concentrate, to focus on anything. It makes me feel stressed. I do not like to be in the environment with a lot of stuff going on for the majority of my day. Right? Loud music, too much smell. Like if somebody has really strong perfume, for me, like I would not be spending a lot of time around that person. If somebody comes in the elevator and I can, smell their perfume, maybe it's not even that strong, but for me, it's so overwhelming. I just want to stop breathing and get out of this elevator as soon as possible, right? That's why I'm also very sensitive to people's smells. Like if I don't like someone's smells, it would be a relationship breakdown point, right? I would not be able to be with that person. I'm just more sensitive to stuff, to my own smells too. Like, what else about highly sensitive people? You process emotions on a deeper level. You sense people on a deeper level. And when I say you, I also talk about myself. You don't like small talks. You like meaningful stuff, deeper stuff. You don't like to spend time around a lot of people. Sounds like being an introvert, right? But introversion actually might be a sensitive brain type. Certain regions more active than others. You like deeper conversations, small circle of friends, spending time connecting with just one or two friends, not the whole party. You like spending time by yourself a lot. You need time by yourself. You need to spend time journaling or reflecting on your experience. Spending time in, what makes you feel good is spending time in nature with animals, journaling, listening to music, being creative by yourself. For example, I don't know, writing or singing or painting or doing whatever activity. You are more into solo activity. That what helps you to recharge, not so much group activities. Even though as a sensitive type, to feel good, you need to connect with others in a meaningful way, because oxytocin for us, as the book says, tends to run low, meaning that hormone that allows us to feel connection to other people, to the world around us. We need to nourish that. There is not so much available. We are sensitive to a lot of things in the environment, but we also need other people. But we have our own way of connecting to other people. Again, smaller groups of people, meaningful connections, not like a whole party. Like this is not the day off for us sensitive type, to spend time in a loud environment with a lot of music and people, like, I don't know, shouting or screaming or a lot of stimulation, right? That is not our brain type. What else? We can easily be negatively we have a negative inclination also as a sensitive brain type, right? We have a lot of automatic negative thoughts, meaning by default, if we don't work on that, we seem to be more on a negative type of thinker. And I noticed that a long time ago about myself, negative thinking pattern. That's something that I constantly need to work on. And that's why, thinking about optimistic scenarios, always thinking about positive side of things, so how it can go better. It is very important for me and for sensitive brain types. Also, if you have a sensitive brain type, your moods seem to fluctuate. You might have pessimistic thoughts. And again, I know that about myself. And so that's why I need positive environments, people and music and all these things that make me feel well. You are empathetic. You do feel other people better. And you do have a thinner skin. But guys, what the book says and what I also learned in my life, the answer to manage our sensitive brain type is not to isolate ourselves or to grow thicker skin. The answer is to learn how to center ourselves, doing things like exposing ourselves to nature, going into nature, connecting with meaningful to us people, spending time with animals, doing meditation, yoga, experimenting with different hobbies, being creative, also giving, developing some sort of a sense of deeper meaning and being engaged in a meaningful type of work that is very important to us. Connecting again with other people. Also doing things like acupuncture, massage is very helpful. Smelling lavender, for example, also in this book is mentioned as a good thing, and maybe a coincidence, but now I got my lavender oil and I do feel better when I smell it before going to bed. And whenever I feel like I might be low on my good feelings, right? So lavender oil. Writing, journaling, all of this is amazing for sensitive brain type, and it helps you to center, to get back to you, right? What also is important for sensitive brain type, again, is not to grow thicker skin, don't connect with others. No, instead, learn how to center, how to give yourself enough you time. And also, guys, from my experience, don't feel like it's your fault or you gotta apologize for that. Maybe being more upfront about that, with other people who mean something in your life, like saying, I'm a sensitive type. I'm more sensitive to what you say, to how you say it, to noises, to music, to loud environments, to my environment, right? That's why I also sleep with my earplugs and my mask all the time, no matter where I am. Even if I'm in the room with just one other person who doesn't snore or anything, their breathing will not allow me to sleep as well, believe it or not. So I need to use that. And now that I'm aware of this fact about myself, I explain it to other people. I'm like, my brain is more sensitive, and so I do need these things to feel well. And don't feel again like it's weird. It's just how your brain is wired. You are processing information all the time on a deeper level. Good thing about it also, you're highly sensitive. You can perceive world deeper. Your brain is always analyzing things, is always making the connections. That's one of my talents. I can observe and get so much more information about the world, the situation, what I learn. I get so much more information from that, and it's so much easier for me to connect ideas and dots because my brain is that sensitive and always wired to process things, right? It's harder for us, for sensitive types, to tune out things. That's why you also might be sensitive to violent movies or to nudity, like not in a good way, right? Or to swearing and language. Like I do, it's funny, in English it's easier for me to swear, maybe because I don't have such an emotional connection to that language since it's not my first language. But in Russian, I cannot swear. I cannot say, so to speak, a bad word. Like, I feel it, this word, right? Sometimes I even tell people that I can feel the smell. I can visualize the color of music. Like, my brain is just always processing things on a deeper level. And I thought that was like, everyone can have it. But no, that's how your brain is wired. And use it, use this talent to give deeper insights to yourself and to people. And I was going to talk about the second thing that you need to do instead of trying to grow a thicker skin and isolate yourself. You need to set boundaries and make people who are meaningful in your life, who you spend time with, aware of this fact that your brain, that you are wired this way. This is how you are. And you need more time by yourself. Like, whenever I travel with someone or spend time in like one house with my family or friends, I make them aware that I need my walks in the morning by myself. That's why, when people ask me, like, can I join your walks? I'm like, no, not really. This is me time. If you steal this time, I'm not going to be well. And letting people know about that, why you do that, that's usually all it's needed. And then you're gonna feel better. You're gonna be there for them in a much better state without feeling like you deprived yourself of something. And the quality of your relationship is just gonna grow. And people who can't accept that and think you're weird, that's probably not the people you want to keep in your life, right? So respect yourself and set boundaries. If you need your time, then take it and explain to people why you're doing that exactly. Also, what I found interesting in the book, it said that people with this sensitive brain type, we don't like to be overscheduled. We like to have some wiggle room in our schedule to just go with the flow and do unplanned things. And I definitely noticed that in me. When I see my day schedule and everything is booked from the moment when I wake up till the moment I go to bed, I do not feel good. Like it feels so not good. So I always leave some wiggle room. And I find that when I do that, I'm so much more productive and creative, and I put so much more of me, of my effort, of my energy, creativity, everything into the things that I choose to do with seemingly less time, that the quality of that just skyrockets, right? I definitely noticed that. I don't like to be overbooked. I like to have plenty of time. So I learned that about myself. But, in this book it says this is what sensitive type are known for. And also another skill that is mentioned in the book, learn how to feel when you get overloaded. Learn how it feels in your body, in your heart, in your soul, in your head, like how it feels when you get overloaded and you need urgently to take time for yourself. With the book, journaling, in nature, just you, no one else. Like learn how it feels. For me, I start feeling like I have no choice, like I'm overbooked, overscheduled, rushed, like there is no life. I just have to do things. I feel not good about connecting with others. I just feel not taken care of. So that's the best, I guess, phrasing for that. And at that time, I need to dedicate. Sometimes an hour is enough, sometimes a couple of hours, sometimes half a day. I need to dedicate that time to me, to grounding myself, to show up for the world, for other people, for relationships, for my mission, for serving others. To show up fully as my best self, I need to dedicate that time to myself first, right? So those three things, right? Learn to center yourself. What activities makes you feel good, like you have a center, your balance. Set boundaries, let people know what kind of brain type you have and what makes you feel overwhelmed and what doesn't make you feel good. Explain that to people. And again, not making them feeling guilty that they don't know already that about you, or not making yourself feeling guilty or weird. No, just explain, this is the way things are. And this is what makes me feel well and not well. And then learn how it feels when you overload it and you need to take that time for yourself. On the practical side of things, guys, there is not so much about specific nutrition or specific type of lifestyle adjustments or supplements. But in the book, it is mentioned that sensitive brain time seems to be running low on two chemicals in our brain and in our blood flow, oxytocin and endorphins. Oxytocin is that neurochemical of connection or belonging, feeling like, you're connected to something bigger than yourself. You feel part of the community. When we run low on oxytocin, we feel like we are, an outsider. We are threatened. The world is against us. So for sensitive brain time, we need to nourish that oxytocin level that seem to be not running that high. So we need to engage in activities like yoga, meditation, massages help, spending time in nature, spending time with animals, giving gifts, having a meaningful pastime or occupation. something that serves others, that we feel delivers value into this world. Like, I definitely noticed that about me. I need to be serving. I need to feel that I deliver value in a meaningful way into the world. And that is common among all sensitive types, right? We need to have a deep sense of meaning about what we do. Things like cooking, eating with a few meaningful people in your life. I love inviting 1 or 2 friends for dinners and lunches and cooking for them. I absolutely love this, guys. Try it. It might be something that you also truly enjoy. What else? Yoga, meditation, music also stimulates oxytocin, aromas, especially things like lavender oil or vanilla also I found, or ylang ylang. I think I got the pronunciation right. It's also an essential oil. So lavender, ylang ylang, vanilla, those essential oils help with oxytocin. Also journaling, writing, having alone time, surprisingly also can boost oxytocin if you also combine it with meaningful connections. And then also this sensitive brain type, we tend to run lowerish on endorphins, those natural painkillers that makes us feel euphoric and good and happy. And endorphins are stimulated, the production of them are stimulated by things like exercise and also yoga and meditation and giving to others. Also eating spicy food and dark chocolate. Maybe that's why I love spicy food and dark chocolate. Well, spicy, but not too spicy, not like hot spicy, but things like turmeric or all kinds of curries or Italian herbs and spices. I love herbs and spices. Like everything I cook, just a lot of herbs and spices, although not the ones that again make it hot on in your mouth, on your tongue, right? So eating dark chocolate. Laughing also helps with endorphins. For this year, I literally had a resolution to laugh 15 minutes a day. And people ask me, well, how do you measure it? What I do, I usually just watch either a stand-up comedy or some, funny videos with this Instagram account I follow, Simon's Cat. So I just make sure that I laugh. Maybe watch my favorite beat of some comedy. And then things like acupuncture also help, because when you do acupuncture, they inject a lot of needles into you, and the body starts producing endorphins to help with that pain. And again, endorphins are natural pain relievers. That's why when you exercise, your body produces them to make you go harder without feeling like you are suffering or it's painful, right? So endorphins are produced during intense exercise. And that's about it. All the nutrition, you can re-listen to Balanced Type Brain. Find it in, I believe it's the episode before the last one. So it's Balanced Brain. Find this episode. It was a recent one. So the nutrition that supports sensitive brain type, like all other types, is similar. And just on a side note here, dark chocolate and eating spicy food, not necessarily hot spicy, but herbs and spices like turmeric or curry spices. And then engaging in all these activities. And the most important part, guys, was about learning how to center, to ground yourself, engaging in those activities, and designing your environment to support your brain type, right? Like for me, I need my room. Like, it doesn't matter who I live with, I will always need my room. I always need my space, time alone. And I do not like to be in loud environments, right? Inviting me to some loud party, that is like, no, I don't enjoy that, and I would most probably say no, not because I don't like the people who go there. I just don't enjoy that kind of stuff, or working out in a coffee shop, or working from a coffee shop. No, it's just not my thing. Nothing personal, just how I was wired since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I actually had a sign that I would put on my door of my bedroom, like, do not disturb me, My mom always made fun of me, but she learned that that's the type of the brain that I have, the type of person that I am. So learn how to set those boundaries, and learn how to know when you are overwhelmed, and don't feel guilty about taking that time for yourself to get back to your center, because otherwise, your work, your relationships with others and yourself, it all will suffer. So be selfish to be selfless, right? That is especially true for sensitive type. And don't forget, guys, yes, you do process everything on a deeper level, but it's also a gift, a huge gift. You can get so much insights, so much more insights from the environment around you that a lot of other people, and you can use it to develop your career, your business, your idea, and to also help others a lot. You can be a great coach, and that is so what I do, right? You can get a lot more insights that people you work with can have just because of your brain type. Isn't that amazing? Just learn how to take care of yourself and you're gonna shine, guys. If you have any questions, please do reach out, guys. Let me know if you need any advice. I cannot link the book that I'm taking the information from just yet because it's not released. It's going to be released on March 22nd. But check out my course, my Brainy course in the show notes. It's linked, it's free. It's called Cancel Brain Fog and Prime Deep Focus, Creativity and Flow. That's the name. It's gotten super popular, 1,800 students, and we are growing in more than 115 countries around the world. So we're basically everywhere, right? It's a great course, really concise, precise, and will help you to develop the best brain qualities, to take care of your brain in the way that it likes to be taken care of, to develop your best talents and gifts. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Long episode for Monday. Have an awesome week. Nourish your brain type and allow your brain to deliver your best gifts and to make you happy. And as usual, guys, till next time, eat better daily.